Change is coming soon at the White House as President Trump is about to begin his last official day in the Oval Office. Joe Biden will be sworn in tomorrow as the next president of the United States in one of the most chaotic transitions in recent memory. President-elect Joe Biden will use his inaugural address to appeal to Trump supporters in a push for unity. 200,000 flags have been placed on the National Mall to represent those unable to attend. Meanwhile, security extremely high with 25,000 National Guard troops in the city following the January 6th attack on the Capitol.
Washington is looking very different than it normally does. It is going to be an unprecedented affair, both for security reasons and because of pandemic concerns as well.
Meantime, arrests continue following the attack on the Capitol. 22-year-old Riley June Williams, you see her here, is charged with illegally entering the Capitol and disorderly conduct. She's accused of stealing a laptop from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's office with plans to get the device into the hands of Russia's Foreign Intelligence Service. Meanwhile, President Trump is expected to spend his final full day in office issuing pardons and commutations for up to 100 people. For now, he is not expected to pardon himself, which could set off a firestorm right before a Senate impeachment trial. And the inauguration will be an all-day affair, and you can watch it right here on KHEU 11 starting at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And we will have continuing coverage as well on both the inauguration and the impeachment proceedings. We'll bring any updates on air, online, and on our KHEU 11 News app.
We turn now to the latest on the coronavirus. Here are three things to know about today. Number one, the virus has taken a staggering toll on the U.S. As part of this week's inauguration, Houston will participate in a nationwide display to honor the nearly 400,000 lives cut short by the virus. City Hall, both major airports, and the Montrose bridges will all be lit up in amber at dusk. Number two, President Trump is lifting travel restrictions for people coming to the U.S. from Europe and Brazil. But President-elect Joe Biden is expected to reverse that almost immediately when he takes office tomorrow. And number three, the U.S. is closing in on 400,000 deaths. In addition to that, the U.S. also added nearly 4 million new infections this month.